So I recently bought the War for Cybertron Kingdom Trilogy Ultra Magnus figure from Target. It's not in this box because it's sitting right here. So we got this. This is the main body of it. It transforms into the truck as seen here in the classic, which I already did a review on for the Transformers. You can go to SouthAtlantaWrestling.com for that. And then you've got the trailer here. So, got this guy. And this also serves as the armor. So first, just looking at this guy, he comes with this gun right here. It's not too hard to get out of his hand. Just trying to do it like that was a little hard. It's pretty cool. It's just kind of, it's got gray and then the one red right there. It's big. It fits in his hand right. It stays in, but it's not too hard to get out, which was not very convincingly put when I just tried to, but just because I was holding it back like this. The figure itself has one thing that I think is really cool about these is this has all the articulation of a 6-inch figure like now, but it also looks very much like the classic Ultra Magnus. So here you have that kind of pose, which you can't see very well here, but then you've got this thing's kind of hard to transform sometimes. There we go. It's old. It's part of it. There. I have no idea where the hands or the gun is to this, or even some of the armor pieces. You got this. So, like, very similar in the way they stand and the way they look. Very much mimics that classic look. As far as the truck goes, it's not too bad to transform once you figure it out. Let's see, it's been a while since I got this guy out. So, if I remember, you're going to do this. Oh, actually, separate his arms like this. They're kind of clipped in via that thing right there. And then we're going to push his body out, his torso. It's kind of hard to see, but his torso right here comes up, out a little bit, just like that. And then push this trailer down. We're also gonna, while that's pushed out, pull open that, which you also do with this guy. So there's similarities in there. That's where you would put the hands and stuff on the old figure. This one's hands do not come off, I guess, unfortunately, depending on how much you like hands coming off of things. Hopefully not very much. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I'm not here to shame anyone. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. I think we're gonna take him and flip him somehow. Oh no, it's gotta come down now. I just had to pull it down all the way. There. It's gotta come down to about there. You'll then flip around like that, and you'll see he's got a bit of an underbite. So we're gonna fix that by pushing this up. The pushing and pulling is kind of tricky. And yeah, you'll notice there's a little bit of a line here where you can see it kind of coming up. Usually it doesn't look too bad once you've got it back in. I think that just goes like that. Probably doesn't matter. We're gonna flip his legs back up. Oh, it may matter actually. Can't remember what to do with this little part right here. Oh yeah, it's just got that. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little peg. Yeah, you can see it right there, and then there's a place for that, which is gonna be impossible to see, where it comes up right here. It does make that clicking noise. I've noticed that with a lot. I guess it's just because it's the gears moving. Not gears moving, but, you know, it's just an easy way to make that joint's designed so you can have it clicked in a position but also move it. So we're then going to take our hands, turn them this way. I don't think it makes all that much difference, but it does look better in my opinion. And we're going to take it around and snap that in. And I'm going to do this. This is just going to get snapped into. Oh, yeah, you want to make sure that this is level right here, or else it's not going to snap in, which is what I just had trouble with. Again, not that hard to transform. So now we've got main body. It doesn't roll great. I noticed there's kind of more of an emphasis on transformability as compared to this, but bad, especially on a laptop that doesn't function anymore. It's my base. So if we're going to compare it back to this guy, who's fairly easy to transform, also it's basically the same process. Yep, there it is. A few key differences are these fold, his arms fold in here, he's got these on the back, which are just these, but they're not jutting out. His feet stick up, these do come out. I guess that just helps him balance when you pull him out, because it gives you instructions when you transform him back into robot form. This one works better, but it's more lightweight. So that's basically the end of comparison. I do have part of the trailer to this guy, but it won't connect. It's missing a lot of the pieces, so I didn't grab it out. Trailer to this guy, though, is what is really cool and what's also a giant pain. So you have these right here. You're going to, when this is in trailer form, you want to pull this part like that, how it folds in and out. And this will be the shoulder pads, but they're gonna go here, so they connect to the inside of this thing. Snap together. And then you're just gonna, specific way to do it. Gotta fold it back in. Oh, here we go. So this part right here, this little square in there, is just gonna click into this, which this is kind of an annoying part, because yeah, it's not gonna come out, but it's kind of hard to take and clip back off once you get it on. There, you hear that clicking, probably, but that's where that's connected. And now it's transformed. It's kind of weird there in the middle for some reason. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Alright, get these missiles on the side. He rolls better. A lot longer. That's not completely. And I can't get these feet to fold in. I don't think they actually do. Which is kind of bothersome. But once you're done in trailer mode, you're gonna pop this back out. Which that wasn't bad. Usually is. Kind of hard to show you. There. So that just pops back out. We're gonna transform him back. Got his legs like this. arms are going to fold back out. It's not the place to be if you want to actually, like, see how to transform this after you lost your instructions. Because my hands are in the way. Constantly. I just gotta transform him back for review purposes. Let's see here. Gotta turn him around. Fold out his chest here. Oh, which doesn't happen if you don't fold these out first. And here you go. Now his head's back out. His head's got a good pivot to it, by the way. It can go up and down and left and right. That's probably in opposite order. All the way around. Now on the back end, you want to just pull this back up. Make sure these are aligned. It makes it a lot easier. Boom. And then you're going to push him back. This can be a bit tough sometimes. There we go. Alright. And there you have it. You can also fold these out like I was talking about earlier. I don't necessarily get why, but you can. And now we've got him back to what we need him to be. So now we got this. We're going to pull these missiles off. These are missiles. Oh, this gun can plug in back here too, which is pretty cool in this hole. Now we got this. These are the little shoulder pads. Let's go ahead and get those on. These just separate like so. Oh, they pull out. I forgot. They go this way. And the gray part just flips back up on the other side too. We take it. And we're just gonna snap it back on. It goes on nicely. From the front end, it's gonna snap back on nicely. So I like that. It doesn't feel like you're breaking this constantly. There are a couple of steps, like pulling this apart, for example. First, let's actually see here. They're attached. These actually open up. Open like that. And these are cuffs, basically. So let's see here. That circle right there. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. Can go in like that, because there's a hole in his arm here, which I wonder. Yeah, it does work. Okay. So you can also have this gun like wrist mounted. Or, I assume, also do that, which is cool. And I didn't notice till right now. These are just gonna flip back like that. And then, same thing on this other side. Yeah. And his arms aren't really restricted by this at all. So, that's also really nice. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I think you want to pop this out. Pull his chest down. Flip his head back in for this. Because that's not the head he's going to be using. So it's going to look like that. Now this part I don't really like. See, these are attached right there. It's kind of hard to see because of this dark blue. And this is the chest piece. Oh. Usually that's awful. But that's just going to look like that. And again on this side, like that. So now you got kind of the cross here. And right here is where you can pull this apart and pull this apart, and now you've got your actual head. This folds in, it's back, and this clips on very nicely. This actually, I believe, goes like that. Yeah, that turns like that, just looking at the bottom of the box, or the back of the box. And this is also going to come back down. Sometimes that's more of a pain than it is other times. Okay, that's also going to come back down. Because you see right there where that slides in, those little H sort of A looking things. That's going to slide right up. It's going to clip in actually. It's going to come down like that. And there's his head. In here somehow. So that's what he's gonna look like. Top half anyway. Skipping leg day. And now we got his legs. So this was kinda hard to memorize, how these legs fold in. But they're gonna first go on, I think that folds back. These little weird balancing things. Probably want that arm out of the way. It's just gonna slide in like that. This is the hard thing for me to memorize. So, because this flips in so many different directions. Aha. So here, it's not gonna fold all the way around, which gets me. It's just gonna fold like twice. There, kind of hard to show you. But if we transform this other leg just separately, so we got this, and then we're going to fold in like that, so it's kind of a T, and then we're going to do this, like this, so it's a shorter T. L. It's gonna look like an L because we took this and just folded it like that, and then brought it around the back and clipped it in the back of the boot. That's what the boot looks like on its own. The missile. And just slide it in like so. Alright, love it. Won't let me flip the camera, so I'm just gonna do that. And using the reflection on the laptop, I can see that looks pretty good. So, if you move this head a little bit, it's not as good as the earlier head movement. Forgot about these. These little rockets right here go in this hole on his arm up there. So we're going to, that's the wrong side. This one, which is laying over here. Goes like that. And this other one slips in just as well. Again, it's movable, but it's not loose, which is really nice. So, just like so. That's what he looks like. That's why his shoes are at a slant like that, which bothers me a lot when he's in trailer mode. That's one of my main complaints with the figure. But I get why you'd have to do that with these big old boots here. His hands aren't really hampered with this on. As you can see, right there, the gun is still gonna clip in pretty well. And I would think, yeah, you could clip that in there. There you go. There is a level of customizing you can do when it comes to his little props here. But he's got good articulation, flip his arms, and again, he looks like his older counterpart without sacrificing the maneuverability. Again, his legs do this weird clicking thing. I don't know why. I have heard it with other Transformers, So that's Ultra Magnus. He's pretty cool. He's definitely my favorite out of my Transformers. I like how you can transform him like multiple ways. That's always cool. Here's the box art real quick so you can get a better look at this. So we've got what we've got now, earlier, and then this. And just as a side-by-side, here is your classic. So, also a little comparison I wanted to do is here is the ultimate Steve Austin. Side by side, this is a 6-inch scale figure with Ultra Magnus. So, pretty good scale there. He's about a head taller than him. I don't know if that's not a good way to measure that. So, I'd say a really cool figure. A lot of parts. It's not hard to memorize how to transform him once you do a couple times. And also, one thing, some of my complaints I had going in, I don't have anymore. It seems like once you use him for a little bit, he didn't have a lot of the problems where you felt like you were breaking it as you were trying to transform. I like all the colors on him. The white looks really good. There's no bad paint deformities on this guy. The head sculpt looks good. And here's the back. You get the Autobot symbol right there. Move Steve Austin back. All the paint looks good. The gun's a little boring, but I mean, if it's his gun, it's his gun, you know. Can't really complain. So, that is Ultra Magnus. And I guess I should do one last little comparison here. Trying to transform this one-handed. It's not going horribly. I really like the windows here. Like, that is actual, that's translucent. I don't know how easy it is to see on the screen, but that's translucent. That glass is a darker blue. Maybe it's just because it's layered over. Or I guess it's not. You can see his head in there. And that's where that clips in, that rectangle. He feels pretty good to maneuver. The joints are smooth, but they don't really feel loose. And it's a good size for a Transformers figure. I really like this line. I kind of stopped buying them just because I was getting a lot of other figures, but I didn't want to pass up on this guy. There's still a couple, like, mainline ones I want to get. just your Optimus Prime, Starscream sort of things, just to fill in the main collection. But other than that, I'm just probably not going to get a bunch more of this line. There's your final size comparison. These windows are gone. I didn't even notice that. Hopefully I didn't do that. So, there it is. Got a good bit taller. So I guess that's one thing Steve Austin can say over Ultra Magnus G1. Anyway, again, I really like how it's like, it is kind of nostalgic looking without sacrificing any of its maneuverability, or like the Kenner figures. The Kenner, like, tribute figures, for lack of a better term, are articulated like that. But this thing looks like a classic Transformer without hampering any of its articulation. So, it's a pretty cool figure. If you want more like this, you can go to SouthAtlantaWrestling.com. We've got figure and movie reviews, food reviews, all sorts of stuff. That'll be it. You can also check out the Transformers video where I talk about this guy. The multiple, there's like 5 or so where I go through all my Transformers. But I got this guy afterwards, so he's not included in it, which is why I'm doing a separate video now. But that's about it. Go to SouthAtlantaWrestling.com for more of this. Pretty good. Bye.